Welcome to Ryan Thomas TV. I'm Ryan Thomas. I help divorced parents save the relationship with their children. And in this episode, we're talking about how to get your child back after divorce, custody battles, estrangement, alienation, and exactly what you can do to reconnect with your child, to create those breakthroughs, those light bulb moments so that your child can ultimately come back to you. Now, there's a couple things that I'm going to do before I share with you what the step-by-step strategy and process is so that you can know what to do to start taking action. And the first thing that's really important in a situation where your relationship has been broken with your child, where it is destroyed with your child, where you either have no contact, limited contact, or unfortunately awful contact with your child, the first thing you have to know is that you can't look for changes in behavior and use that as a benchmark on whether or not you're making any progress. What you have to understand is that before we can see a behavioral change within your child, we have to create emotional change within your child. We have to change the way they think about you, about the situation, to create an openness in their mind to start thinking about you differently, to start accepting you, to start allowing that emotion and that love and desire for acceptance to grow and grow and grow and evolve slowly over the course of time. And the biggest mistake is that parents will try a few things, then they don't see anything work. They go, nothing's working, this isn't working, there's no change, this is, hopeless, I feel completely helpless, I feel like I can't do anything about it. And then ultimately, they'll either give up or in their own frustration and anger, will perhaps lash out at the child and say something like, you were brought up better, you should know better, you're old enough now to behave differently. They will do something that will further implode and break up the relationship. So here's what I want you to know first and foremost. What you need to be doing is changing their hearts and their minds about you, and do not look for behavioral changes for a significant period of time. Now, of course, in any situation, there can always be that quick turnaround if given the right circumstances and the right messaging and the right communication and the right tone. That, of course, that can be a catalyst, because you never know what's going on inside their mind, how far away they are or how close they are. So it is possible that you could have a quick behavior. But in most cases, like anything in life, before we actually make a decision, the decision is made in how we feel about it, the emotions that we have, and then the thought process that goes through our mind. And that in combination is that instant where the behavior changes. So we have to get away from looking for changes. And so if you ask the question, well, then what am I going on? It's about taking new action to change the behavior, to change the emotion, and following something that is knowing what to say and do differently than you ever have before, or adjusting things that you've done before to put yourself in that better position to actually make progress, to heal from the divorce, to make things better and repair from a custody battle, from an argument, from an instance where perhaps they were constantly bombarded to think about you in a specific way that was negative, that was nasty, that you did something to them, that you hurt them, that you abandoned them. It was either an act of omission that you did to them or an act of commission. It was either an act of commission that you did to them, or it was an act of omission that you didn't do to them. Whatever that is, we have to change how they think and feel about that, and then by changing your actions, your words, your messaging, your behaviors, the way that you show up and try to influence and impact your child, even if you think you don't have it, I'm here to tell you, you do, but you have to follow a new protocol, a new system, a new step-by-step way, and then give yourself the time to actually allow those changes to happen within your child. And one of the most important things to remember is that you don't know how close you are. You know, I was working with a parent that was doing an amazing job, was putting out that one-way communication, following my advice, working with me in my program, working with me one-to-one, doing everything so well. And the point came and he was like, you know what, I just haven't heard anything back. This isn't working. My kids are adult, they're grown, they're on their own. I've been sending them these messages and it just doesn't seem to be working. And I said, no, you know, stay with this because you don't know how close you are. He did a little bit more and finally said, this is just the most thankless thing I've ever done. I appreciate the help, but I just can't go on anymore. And he stopped. And so for the next 3 months, he went dark with the communication plan that we had with his adult children. And so Christmas came and he said, you know, I got to do something for Christmas. So he wrote both of his children a Merry Christmas card. And he received a response back for them. First time in years and years and years. And it said, wow, just when we thought you had changed, just when we thought you were serious about having a relationship with us as adults, you went and abandoned us all over again, just like you did in the divorce. And this guy's mind was just, I mean, he was destroyed. And in this letter, it said, you know, we were so close to accepting you back, but you showed your true colors again, and you did it to us all over again. And that idea that he didn't know how close he was because he wasn't hearing back from them. What he couldn't see was that their minds were independently changing. Their thoughts and their feelings were changing. They were communicating with each other. Is he for real? Maybe we should. You know, we are older. It's been 10 years. Maybe we should give him a chance. Maybe this, maybe that. And then all of a sudden, he goes dark again because he didn't get what he needed, what he wanted. And he was doing the right things, but he wasn't trusting in the process. And so he ends up, you know, with this really awful news. And so he says to me, Ryan, what do I do again? I said, we start all over. We have to rebuild that trust line all over again. It's not impossible. It's never over. It's never too late. But these are the things we have to do. And so I'm always trying to tell parents, don't trust what you're seeing in are you making progress? Are things starting to come together? Trust in the process that when you say and do things differently, you can have a different result eventually, but that you have to change the things in the hearts and minds and that you don't know what's happening. As I've said many times before, in the time that I was rejecting my dad, I had such a love and a desire to want to talk to him and show him things, but my pride and my anger and the manipulation that had been brought into this couldn't allow myself to ever express it. But it was in there. And I yearned for my dad to say and do different things than he did. And he didn't know. He was trying his best, just like you are. But there are things that you can do. So what I want to do is I want to walk you through what are the steps that you need to be thinking about and what is that process that is going to start changing your child's mind. Because let me tell you, it is all about you. It is all about what can you do to enact change. What is it that you can do to give them that light bulb moment of discovery, to do that over and over and over, to get them to think, maybe you have changed, maybe you have changed, maybe they are worth a second chance. Maybe I can let this love and desire out towards you. Maybe I can start accepting them again. It's up to you. You have the power and the control. So I'm bringing this to you not only from my experience of being the child who lost decades of a relationship with my dad and saying, this is what I needed to hear from him. This is what could have made a difference. And also working with now parents for years and years in over 25 countries who are either still in the struggle or those that have had reunifications and reconnections and breakthroughs, and who not only do we understand what worked, but we actually have the kid of various ages, teenagers, young adults, actual adults, after reunification saying, yeah, this is what I was thinking that was going through my mind. Then when you said this, then when you did this, and then when there was this period of time, all of a sudden I started changing and thinking. They mapped it all out. So I want to share with you what that process is that you can do. And it's also, of course, the type of work that I do. It is how I work with parents, and it is also the process that is used in the Get Them Back program, which is available for you to enroll in. So the first thing that you always want to do is work to develop your own strategy and approach. Work to find out what is it between your dynamic, what is it between your past and your history and your abilities of how much you can communicate and how to communicate, to work through and say, great, these are the things that work. How can I take that and customize it and sort of plug and play and make it my own unique strategy to me and my child and my relationship? The next part is you have to pinpoint exactly what your child needs to hear to start accepting you again. And so you might say, Ryan, how can I be a mind reader? Well, there are ways to do it. That's exactly what I teach. That's exactly how I help parents say, you know what? This is what your child needs to think about. This is how we work together to say, think about this. What about that? What happened here? What are they angry at here? How can we pinpoint exactly what they need to hear so they go, that sounds different. That sounds unique. That sounds like something I haven't heard before. And know that even though they may have that knee-jerk reaction of get lost, I don't care, or go stay silent on you, you know that you are giving them the things that they need to hear. Then the next part is, great, create the action plan. What are you going to do? Exactly what are you going to do daily, weekly, monthly to start this journey, and make sure that you don't make mistakes. Make sure that you avoid the traps that are set for you that goes, see, same old, there's your true colors. I knew this couldn't last. I knew there wasn't a new you. I know you haven't changed. That other parent was right about you. How do we take action that moves progress forward, gets you closer to getting your child back and reconnecting without making these mistakes? Then, how to create what I call rejection-proof messaging. This is exactly what to say, like literally the scripts, the words to say that again are customized to you so that your child just feels like, wow, you finally get it. Now notice I said rejection-proof messaging. Now I want to be really clear about this. It's just like we're talking about. Rejection-proof doesn't mean, oh, you send this message and they're on the phone with you and you're out to dinner and you're spending holidays together immediately. What it means is by going through this process and understanding what they need and having a plan and then using the right words without making mistakes so that they can hear it, you can't unring the bell. These are the things that work. It's the things that will work to slowly over the course of time rebuild their emotions about you, their thoughts about you, how they feel about you, their desire for you, the desire to be loved and accepted by you. These are the things that we want to do. That's why I call it rejection proof. It's not that you may not hear something, or it's not that you might still get the same old nasty rejection. It's no. You're doing the work to change what you can't see so that ultimately you get a different result down the road. It's the same thing that parents that have had breakthroughs and reunifications and reconnections, it's the exact same things that they did, where they're trusting in the process, doing the right things, putting out love and compassion and kindness and understanding, and then getting the result and going, oh my God, it worked. I couldn't see that it was working. I was hoping, I was feeling, but it worked. The next part is to get other people to help you reconnect. Parents, family members, friends, coworkers, teachers, coaches, other people in your children's life to create that third-party endorsement of you and to help them change their thinking so that they are more apt to accept you. Now, this is really counterintuitive, the actual advice that I give, because you might think, oh, I can go and have my buddy tell, good guy, good person, good mom, good dad. There are specific ways to leverage other people that is not going to take relationships and further burn those bridges so that the child goes, oh, you're just in the tank for my mom and dad. Now our relationship is over and I don't want anything to do with you either. That's not the answer. There is a specific way that you can form relationships with other people so that they can help you without being your spokesperson, without jeopardizing those relationships. So I want you to start thinking about who are other people in your life that you could form relationships with, coaches, teachers, other people, other parents, that you can get to be on your side, but you got to do it in the right way. And so what you need to understand is throughout all of this, that is the process, right? It's develop your own unique strategy. It's pinpoint exactly what your child needs to hear. It's create an action plan without making mistakes. Create rejection-proof messaging so you know exactly what to say, and then get other people to help you, all wrapped inside how do you communicate with a child that may be under the watchful eye of someone else who's trying to turn the child against you, or how can you speak to them without sparking their loyalty, without sparking their anger and their guilt? It's about creating a secret language to communicate so that you're speaking in between the lines, so that you're talking about the thing without talking about the thing, so that it can connect with them. That's how you get your child back. That's how you put yourself in the best possible position to get your child back and to reconnect. Now, this is exactly what is inside the Get Them Back program. The step-by-step of exactly how to do all of that, working with you so that you can identify what's unique to your situation, telling you and showing you here's what to say and here's what to do, giving you an entire script library of how to communicate, how to write messages, emails, GIFs, text messages, all of those things to take the thinking out of it, give you the formats that work, allow you to plug in what's custom to you, and then put yourself in that best possible position where consistently you're working your own plan, you're working that plan while also allowing yourself to have a life by knowing I can't be consumed with this all the time. This is exhausting, but it's important and it's urgent that I do something about it now. So you go, great. This is what I'm doing. I'm following this plan. I'm following this step. We outline an entire communication plan so that you know on this day I'm sending this, on this day I'm doing this, on this day, so on and so forth. You set it and you forget it. And you allow yourself to still have love and enjoyment and happiness in your life, knowing that you're doing the things that are going to help put you in that best possible position. So I want to invite you to join the Get Them Back program. I want to give you all of the support, the coaching, the guidance that you need in order to put yourself in that position to reconnect with your child, to restore the loving relationship that you know exists and that you absolutely deserve. So join me in the Get Them Back program. Go to the reconnectstore.com. Go to reconnectstore.com, get all of the information, get all of the details on this program, and enroll. That's reconnectstore.com. You're looking for the Get Them Back program. Go there, and I can't wait to invite you. So go to reconnectstore.com on my website. Look for the Get Them Back program. It's everything you need, and I can't wait to help support and guide you in this process to getting your child back. So again, when you're thinking about how to get your child back after all this stuff happened, remember the process and know that you have more control than you think. Know that there are options out there. There are available solutions and strategies that you can implement to create the opportunity. But it's got to be you that's creating the effort. It's got to be you that's making the switch and the change in how you show up and how you act and how you speak to your child, which is good news because you've been in a situation where you're on the receiving end of everything and you feel like you can't do anything. And I'm here to tell you, you have more control than you think. You can have certainty that the things that you're doing are the best things that you can possibly do when you follow this guidance. So I encourage you, go to reconnectstore.com, join me in the Get Them Back program. Until next time, I'll look forward to talking with you soon. I'm Ryan Thomas, and thanks again.